We already tested this out for your size.
I think
so.
Or close.
In the ballpark, you're fine.
The camera?
No.
Unless it's the photographer. But they look exactly the same, so good luck.
Button this thing. This week?
Was it Saturday?
Being an old guy, you can't ask those questions. People think you're losing it.
Too late. Too late. How's that?
I like it. I like it.
Oh.
Then Mark, don't button it, but act like you're gonna button it.
Okay.
It's a nice guy.
Yeah.
It's nice for once.
Don't button it?
Yeah.
Our
Yes.
usual hug.
You're getting married. There we go.
Well, this tight.
First way to do it.
Gotta open it up. Alright. Never hug you like this.
There we go.
Now you gotta go over the arms.
Gotta go.
At this time, will everyone please stand? Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure for the first time to introduce the stars of the show. That's right, the big stars of the show. Everybody here in this lovely location, put your hands together for Mr. and Mrs. Rowland. Everyone, please be seated. Everyone, please be seated. You know, at this time, everybody, our bride and groom has elected to have their first dance as husband and wife. So with that said, everybody put your hands together once again for Mr. and Mrs. Rowland.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. You know how I feel. Scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Put your trying to do? Tell me what you're trying to do. 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe so clear. Put your pinky raise up to the moon. What y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe so clear. Look out.
Everybody, put your hands together for Mr. and Mrs. Rowland. You know, I got a question for everybody. How many people want to see our groom give his lovely bride a great big old kiss? Mark, hold on. We know you took your medication today. Calm down, bro. Calm down. So on the count of 3, we're going to see what type of kiss our groom has for his lovely bride. Here we go. Let's count it off, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Mark, you better pace yourself. It's going to be a long night, bro. You know, everyone, I just want to share with you, I moved to Union City when I was 14, and I went to a high school by the name of James Logan. There was a gentleman there that kind of made an impression on me and my family. I mean, coming from East Oakland, I mean, kind of, you know, been around a few things, seeing some crazy stuff. But there was a gentleman there that he was not only there for me to talk to, but other individuals to talk to. A gentleman that, till today, I still respect him. That gentleman is going to be coming up here speaking to you. Everybody put your hands together for the father of the groom, Mr. Rowland.
How many minutes would you like? 12. All right. Now I have to put my glasses on. And by the way, that man, his whole family was just perfect all the time. Now, many years ago, I learned an important lesson. You don't ever give an old man the remote control or a microphone. Now, I'd like to tell you the best married people story I've ever heard, but I've already told that to an audience at my daughter Christine's wedding a few years ago, so that's out. All right. Since this is the last day of the year, it's 2016 that we'll all remember. Been a little bit tumultuous, I would say. And it made me go back and read a couple of things. There's a lot of people here that won't believe it, but I used to read philosophy and political philosophy. And there was a man in the early 1800s, a French philosopher named Alexis de Tocqueville. And he said two really important things that reflect on this year. One was, this is 1840 now, so our country wasn't all that old, but he was watching it carefully. And he said, the best thing about this new country is the government that they have, it'll be real easy to make mistakes. However, it'll also be really easy to correct them. So that's one important thing he said. The most important thing he said was, and I have to read it, he said that the way he's been observing that in a democracy like this new country is evolving into, the people will get exactly the government they deserve. And that's something to think about. So, now on to Mark and Andrea. First, I want to talk about Mark. I'll tell you a story about Mark. When he was 8 years old, he started Little League, and he was playing a game one day. He's playing second base, and a kid hit a ground ball between first and second. And he ran over, dove, snagged it in his glove, spun around on one knee, and threw the kid out at first base. And I was thinking, wow, that's pretty good. And just then a guy walked by me and tapped me on the shoulder, and he said, Bill, there's a lot of 15-year-olds that can't make that play. And so I said, thank you, and it was nice. And I went home that evening, and I told my wife, these next 10 years could be the absolute most enjoyable years of our life. And it was, because we had Christine and Mark. For those 10 years, they were on soccer teams, they were on swimming teams for years, they played baseball for years, and it was just the best. And I saw it coming from the day he made that one play, that it was going to be a lot of fun, and it was. Now about Andrea. But first, here's about Andrea. I've known Andrea for going on 4 or 5 years, and I've worked with her a lot. And I've worked with her long enough to feel confident in saying that she will never be able to hit a curveball. However, she has grown to be a wonderful part of the Rowland home. She's confident, she's self-assured, she knows what she wants out of life, and she's eager to work hard to get where she wants to be. So I know that her parents, Lynn and Bruce, and her sisters, Renee and Lindsay, are very proud of her. It's her day today and her night. Would you like me to go on? I have some thoughts about marriage. I think in most relationships, there comes a time when each person in the relationship quietly says to himself or herself, this has gone on long enough. I know that all I could think of when I was first with my wife was, this is the nicest person I've ever known, and I hope she likes me. Looking back on it now, I'm pretty sure Cheryl was thinking, is this the best I can do? However, I'm pushing for this one. And I'll bet somewhere along the line, everybody has those very same thoughts. It's why the car insurance commercial rings true that says, we know a few things because we've seen a few things. Now I hope, there's no doubt in my mind that Mark and Andrea has had to push themselves through relationships that they end up couldn't standing, and they develop some thick skin about it. But after spending a lot of time with each other, they're pretty well decided this is for real. And we certainly would not take that away from her. We just want them to celebrate tonight and have a great time. Now, what I've learned about being married, Wayne. One, you're not going to be right all the time. And as the man, you're not going to be right very often at all. Oh, you'll get to decide whether to take a daily newspaper or not, and what kind of car to buy. Not the color, but the kind. And another thing I've learned, by the time you've been married 5 years, you better have 2 televisions in the house. because she's going to stop pretending she likes football. And you're going to kill yourself if you have to listen to 4 women sit around the desk talking about things you do not care about at all. And I found over the years, the most incredible thing about being married, speaking as a man, is you will never, ever have to worry about your house ever running out of toilet paper. That's just not going to happen. And lastly, my wife and I want to thank all of you for coming. Many of you traveling long distances to witness this party. And we sincerely hope you enjoy the evening. And Happy New Year to everyone.
Everybody, once again, put your hands together for Mr. Rowland.